The system is failing. We're going to have more homelessness, more unemployment, and the government has to print more money. It's a command and control economy where the government tells you everything. I just don't trust our government. And they're going to have to start printing pretty quickly. And the more they print, the less value, purchasing power the dollar has, or the loonie, or the yen, or the peso. People are talking about inflation. I think we're in depression right now, and we're going to be the biggest depression in world history. In the 1970s, that's when the world was changing. The biggest bust in the history of the world is coming up. It's pensions. They trusted the government. They trusted their pension would be there, and it's going to go bust. And that's us. We'd get crushed.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As guys, I have to refresh all of your memories as to why XRP continues to be my largest holding. And why, despite this market downturn and this SEC case, I'm so bullish on it. Yoshitaka Kitao from Japan, the SBI CEO, stated every bank in Japan will use XRP by 2025. And while he has made some bold predictions before, this one right here reigns very heavy. Ladies and gentlemen, when people of Kitao's caliber speak, you better listen. And in addition, this is also a message echoed by Christine Lagarde, not about XRP specifically, but about central bank digital currencies and how close we are to full-blown adoption. Please take a listen.
Digital Euro, final question for you as we're short on time. I asked you at the beginning about sort of how we got to this point. I'll ask you at the end to look forward a little bit. 5 years' time, hopefully we're gathering together all in person for the BIS Innovation Summit. Where will the world be in terms of digital assets, in terms of central bank digital currency? If I could ask you to forecast a little into the future, where you think we're headed.
5 years' time, I would say many of us will have completed the project, will be in a position or will have launched their digital currencies. We will have done enough good work so that those currencies are convertible easily. We will have worked hard on our payment systems so that transfers and settlements can be orchestrated, organized in a safe, secure, and fast way, faster than now, both between central banks and commercial banks, but also between customers and commercial banks, and that the volume of fees and earnings by some will have declined to the benefit of better services and happier customers.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you all heard, Christine Lagarde stated within 5 years she suspects many countries to be done with this project. She discussed settlements, the speed and transferability of this technology to increase. This is what's so important for all of you to understand. The highest level bankers, the most credible people, the financial elites are all echoing XRP's use case and message. What you all need to understand is you cannot be self-righteous about your opinions, about what you think about this technology. You just need to understand that this is what they want to adopt and it's coming. And they're letting you know it's coming faster than we all expect. Now, to a lot of you, 2025 to 2027 may be a long time, but I have to stress that I believe XRP's price action will have been taking place much before that. And here, I'm going to point to Kevin O'Leary discussing where the bottom will be in for this market, because I believe it's going to happen fast, and the bounce back in price action will be just as quick.
I don't care if you're in equities or in debt or in crypto or in real estate. You always need a big player to go to zero. That always helps, whether it's long-term capital or whether it's one of these crypto infrastructure companies. I would like to see, and I don't want this to happen, but it always gives you a good bottom when you get a large player over-levered that goes to zero. And that always tends to be the beginning of the rebuilding process. So if you have to sacrifice someone who used too much leverage, and it's always leverage that does this. Somebody's over levered, positions are complicated, they're not transparent, they're not liquid, and they go to zero. Someone is out there on the brink of zero. That's okay. In fact, I'd argue that's a good thing when we get it. Now, do we get it this week? Do we get it next week? Someone's going to zero. I don't know who, but it'll be great for everybody else that survives because everybody will learn from that. And that's what I like about a washout, an event. And I think we're due for one in crypto land.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is a firm warning. I do not believe the bottom is quite in yet. We're teetering above 20K for Bitcoin and 1,000 for ETH. But I think we need one more mass liquidation style event. Could it be Tether? Could Tether be the Lehman Brothers of the crypto market? It's definitely possible. And it's something I'm keeping my eyes on. I told you all I'd be accumulating Bitcoin under 14K and Ether if we fall under $800. And it's something I'm paying close attention to. XRP under 25 cents. Hedera, if we happen to fall under 5 cents, I'll be in complete shock. But I will be a predatory buyer. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the moments that make crypto millionaires. Not FOMO buying the peaks, but FOMO buying the fear. Keep that in mind and never stop, because just as fast as we've gone down in this market, we're going to reverse into the upside. I promise you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to point your attention over to Rosie Rios, the woman whose name is on the US dollar. Her name is on the damn money, and she is part of the board of directors at Ripple. She was a former treasurer of the United States, and consistently, Rosie Rios is quoted as saying, whether it's crypto, whether it's the metaverse, the time is now. She constantly states the train has left the station. And here, what I'm about to show all of you is a brief interview of her discussing how the train has left the station and how the next generation of millennials trust crypto. And this is their investment vehicle to move forward. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a massive transfer of wealth happening right now and a financial paradigm shift happening right now. We're going from the boomers to the millennials. The technology shift and this recession will be catalysts to bring crypto to the forefront. And trust me when I say, when everything's said and done and regulations and regulatory clarity in the crypto space are finally here, we, the XRP army, the Ripple fanatics, will be the ones that benefit the most. This video that I'm posting today is interview intensive, but it's so all of you can see what the elites and that people that move mountains are talking about. Please listen to Rosie Rios, and then afterwards we're going to be discussing the most important thing happening to the XRP army very soon.
And if you're only thinking about it now, you're behind the eight ball. The train has left the station. I keep saying that, and it's absolutely true, especially when it comes to this topic. So what people need to realize about intergenerational wealth is it's already happening, right? So we're talking about kind of, so the boomers, which is my generation, you know, we have the most discretionary income. But this next generation, basically, you know, the millennials, although it's pretty much anyone born in the mid-90s and later, you know, are going to inherit this opportunity to really think about investments in a totally different way. So when you think about those generations, so technically, you know, the millennials or anyone born between 1980 and 1996. But again, look, my son's 26, my daughter's 21. I call them the Robin Hood investor, right? But in reality, you know, these are kids who grew up with the internet, right? So anyone who's grown up with the internet, they see the world as very flat. It's no longer what they're taught at home, what they're taught in the classroom. It's what they see. It's what they've learned, the good, the bad, the ugly of the internet. They're very tech savvy, they're very confident, but they don't have the experience that perhaps a lot of wealth managers, financial analysts, managers, etc. need to really understand how to think about their investments. So for me, you know, it was very important that I get into their heads. My daughter's 21, my son is 26. When I left the Obama administration in 2016, after serving both terms, I studied these kids, I call them kids, for 2 years at Harvard. And I really wanted to understand kind of the social, political, economic way that they think and how they behave. And for them, you know, it's kind of this one and done world, right? It's set it and forget it. Right. Technology means everything to them. They're very, very confident, they're very progressive, and they're very savvy. But again, they lack a lot of the world experience that my generation still has. So even here now in this economic downturn, this unprecedented economic downturn, this is where, in my opinion, the wealth management industry has a huge opportunity. It's no longer about taking them out to golf and buying them dinner. It's really kind of thinking about how to use technology and information in a totally different way. So if you're not already on their app, on their phone, and that's how they access information, if you're not already there, you know, you're behind. You're behind.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make sure you guys got the message. Do not fall behind on this opportunity, because while Rosie Rios is correct and you are behind as far as intaking the information is concerned, if you're just getting into this space now, you are actually ahead when it comes to investing in entry points. Now, this is not financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor, but I am extremely confident that throwing your money into the highest quality gems that we discuss on this channel every single day will be extremely beneficial for you down the road. That is why you're all so lucky. Entry points like these are what make us wealthy down the road. While it's frustrating for some of us longer-term investors that have been in the market since 2017-18, it's a miracle that these entry points still exist for the new retail investors now. Don't let your miracle go to waste. And yet another miracle that's going to be happening to the XRP community is July 4th. This year, we're going to be airdropped the initial 15% of Flare Spark tokens. Once 75% of the 15% of Flare tokens are airdropped on that day, there will be a vote on a governance proposal that allows claimants to redirect the remaining 85% of Flare tokens off the exchanges. Ladies and gentlemen, this does need to pass. However, there will be no change to initial 15% and the 36-month distribution. This is something you all need to be aware of. Every single month, they will airdrop an additional 3% until the 36 months are up. This is going to be one of the most powerful networks in the crypto space if they are to be successful. And in anticipation of this network launching, the Flare token IOU on Bitrue has actually been exploding up to 43 cents. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a highly valuable token, and I believe in the immediate short term there will be a run up as far as the price of Flare and Songbird are concerned, potentially even XRP as well. This will be the best opportunity for us to earn passive income on some of our cryptos that we could not earn passive income on, like XRP and Stellar. And I hope you're all aware of how big this baby's gonna be. There will be no regrets. We're all gonna take advantage. And even if you won't be receiving your Spark token July 4th because you missed the snapshot, regardless, you'll still be able to use the Flare network for passive income for your XRP, Stellar, Algo, and plenty others. Ladies and gentlemen, learn now, as I'll be a lot more vocal about Flare, Spark in the days, weeks, and months to come. These are the moments that separate the savages, the legends, from the aggressively average Joes. And I personally can't wait till we're all laughing to the bank together. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to cap off this video today, I'm going to leave you with this interview of Hugo from Flare discussing further what is going to be going on with this governance vote and potential change to distribution, as well as the launching of the network. I want you all to be excited to the finish line, because I most certainly am. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
We think there's a better way to distribute the token that achieves some of our core objectives. Both objectives for the community, making it lower risk for the community, making it better rewarding to take part in the protocols, and generally making the network better and stronger and giving it a longer time for the ecosystem to come to fruition, such that we're more successful together. So, as you know, in the distribution proposal, it's 15% of the tokens being distributed on day one. And those are distributed obviously to people that claimed them through, through their ledger devices, through self-custody, but the bulk of them are going to exchanges. And so we don't want to hold that governance vote until we are aware that at least 75% of the tokens are not with exchanges, but with the people that they're meant to go to. So we'll be watching exchanges to make sure they've distributed them. And then once 75% of the tokens have been distributed, that initial 15%, we will have a governance vote on the token distribution. And I'll be releasing the token distribution memo as soon as I get around to polishing it off, which will be soon. And then on Flare, we'll have the network, we'll have the FTSO, we'll have the state connector, and then there's certain things you can do with that, which I'll go over in a minute. Then really the next major point is the F-Asset A launch, which is the F-Assets where 100% of the underlying are kept on the chain, on the origination chain. And that's also the self-minting option. Then we'll be launching a Songbird bridge such that tokens can move from Songbird onto Flare and from Flare onto Songbird. And then we really look forward to launching the first set of layer cake bridges.
Several meetings, great guy.
Another point you've made, and this is, I think, particularly relevant 10 years into a bull market, is that I think you said more money has been lost anticipating a downturn than actually in the downturn. Can you explain?
Well, obviously, the market's gone up tenfold since I stopped running Magellan. So you make more money on the upside. The market's going to be a lot higher in 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now. Trying to predict the market is really a waste. I don't know what it's going to do. It can go down. When I ran Magellan, 13 years, it declined 10% or more, 9 times the market. Wow. I had a perfect record. I went down more than 10% every time. Wherever the market went down, I went down more. But over the long term, the upside is more than the downside. So you got to say to yourself, do I need the money in the next month? Do I need the money in the next year? Do I have kids going to college? Do I have a wedding coming up? Then you're a bad investor. If you can keep putting money in, you have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 year, you should do well.